This is Quest of Life. We are a not for profit offering free online peer support groups, and this is a demonstration of a facilitated group. So keep in mind that your experience might not look and or feel the same as this streaming group. Not every group can be the same, as every facilitator is different, and so are the group dynamics. That said, if you'd like to join a support group, you can join us through questoflife.org. And if you want to support us monetarily so we can run more free groups for more people, please also do that via our website, questoflife.org.
What's up, everybody? Everyone waves. We have a new person. I don't know why. Yeah, so we have a new person. We will just have them introduce themselves, and then we won't do like everyone introduce themselves because, yeah, like Raymon already knows everybody. So, yeah. Yeah, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah. So my name is Raymon. My internet handle is Nomris. This comes from the Norse mythology. If anybody is familiar with Ragnarok, there's a giant wolf that will eat Odin, and that really fascinated me as a child. I was really inspired by Norse mythology with all the honor and stuff. So Nomris is just a combination of two things: nom, which is eating something, and ris, which comes from Fenrir. And then my internet handle was born. Um, my favorite fictional character is Renamon from the Digimon series. I really like the character growth that the character goes through in the entire series. I really like that, the entire internal conflict that she has to deal with and make peace with until she finally realizes her ultimate power at the end of the series, as most animes do. But I really connect with the loyalty aspect that she's showing through the entire series. Where are you currently in life? Um, I've been a software developer on my first job for 3 years until I hit burnout. Um, and over time, it just got worse and worse. I felt like I was doing less and less work, and at some point, I just made the decision to quit. And then I tried again, being a programmer for another company for 3 years, but the exact same thing happened. With some advice and talking with my boyfriend, I figured that quitting and figuring some personal stuff out first would be a lot more, yeah, would be the right way to do things. So that's where I'm at now. I am jobless at home. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do and how to comfortably live my life doing what I want to do. What type of content do you like? I like mental health videos. I think that psychology is very interesting. I like to watch playthroughs and challenge runs. I like to watch political videos. I have a pretty broad set of interests, but none of them are super deep. What is something you would like to explore in this group? Mostly support. I would also like to get different perspectives on my problems, and also this entire thing is outside of my comfort zone. So this is like a new experiment for me as well to work on some of the personal problems that I am experiencing, such as trust issues. I think being vulnerable in a group like this will correct some of the misunderstandings that I have in my brain.
Was that the last question? I don't remember.
That was the last question. I am done with my
Cool.
introduction.
Rad. Uh, cool. Yeah, I think we don't need to do further introductions. Just as a clarification thing. Raymon is the person who I refer to at the end of the streams to get the questions from chat. So he is the fox deity. Yes. So cool. That is intro stuff. Does anyone feel compelled to go any direction right now, or do you want to just jump into check-ins?
The direction, but I wanted to say that I learned today that nom is eat. Is that why when you eat, it goes nom nom nom?
Yeah. I think it started. Well, I learned from it from an internet meme where like somebody goes om nom 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 nom.
Mm.
I didn't know this was a thing. People didn't know.
We are too much online.
No. That can't be it. Cool. I guess we'll just do check-ins. Yeah, how's everybody feeling? How was your weeks? Oh, actually, Raymond, do you need like a template for like a check-in? Or do you want one?
I think with the check-in, it's just like saying how I'm feeling right now. I think. Is there any more structure to it?
So there can be. It just depends on what you want your check-in to be like. So there's positive and negative. So one format for a check-in is just what was something that good.
Right.
What am I
Yeah.
trying to
Like
say?
name some things that went well in the last week and some things that could have gone better.
Yeah, and then usually there's like a topic on what you want to talk about. Um, uh, that's one structure. Another is like if you're good at just like riffing, you can just say like how you're feeling and how you feel about your week. Uh, and then yeah, I think those are the main two. I might have more in my notes, but I would have to find them if you would like more.
I could go with one went well, one went bad, and what is something you want to talk about this week? For now, for this week.
Rad. I forgot that, especially with Marcin joining as well. I'm like, oh, I should have probably not assumed the person knows what a check-in is, because this is like very strictly a group thing. But cool, sounds good. Pam, how are you doing?
I am. I guess I feel low-key overwhelmed on a day-to-day basis, so I am just being here, trying to be present. Yeah, I would say that's where I am at. So it's hard for me to pinpoint what went well and what didn't go so well, but I will take 2 seconds to think about it. So, something that went well is I started a new internship and it went well. It's a nice place and they are really helpful and considerate. So I am feeling really welcomed and appreciate the opportunity for the internship. And something that I struggle with is definitely being on the lookout for a job. It's starting to take its toll on me. Like I would have wanted a job yesterday, so it's stressing me out. Um, I don't have a topic for today. Um, I guess I would go with the same one as last time. Um, and I will look that up because I forgot what it was. Um, And yeah, I guess I will say I'm feeling overwhelmed. So I am not so clear-minded, I would call it. But I think, okay, so by that, I guess I will be a little low-key today, but I will at the same time try to be more present. Like I can feel that I'm thinking slower than usual. Yeah, so that's where I am at. I am thrilled and excited to have another member, so I'm also looking forward to experience that. And I will send it forward to Anne.
I had a good week, unexpectedly. Because I spend most of my time painting the wall and the ceilings. And apparently, I really like painting. It's been a while since I wake up in the morning and like looking forward to doing something, painting. Um, yeah, it's just white, but I like looking at paint dripping and yeah. I Yeah, nothing bad happened. I think the moving is the bulk of the moving tasks have been done. So it's a relief as well. And my topics, I don't feel strongly about them, but same topics I brought up last time. Which is to how to feel like knowing enough is enough to help other people. What's the other one? Yeah, starting something and then um, I feel like Jake made a note that was better than what I wrote.
I can't look for it. It fucks everything up if I look for it.
Yeah, okay.
It should be at the top of the check-in or the top of the session notes.
Wanting to start things, but then when questioned about it, I stop. There you go. Yeah. I'll pass to Tom.
Cool. So my week, um, I went to like a musical theater sing along party thing yesterday, and that was really fun. But also my voice is really sore now, so I'm not gonna talk a lot today. That's one thing. The other thing is I'm freezing because someone set the fire alarms off in our building, and we had to go out in the street for like half an hour. And I thought it was gonna be 5 minutes, so I went out in shorts, and then it's freezing outside. So yeah, trying to warm up a bit. And yeah, no topics because I don't want to talk too much. Mars?
Hello. I've been doing good. Well, I've been working a lot. Work's been going really well, but I think as work goes well, my health kind of goes low, so then it kind of balances out. So I feel very tense and stressed. So if I don't talk as much, that's kind of the reason. It's just because I can feel how much like I'm not just like mentally I'm tensing up, but like physically. So everything is just like I think it would help if I go out for a run or something, but like yeah, just a lot of things are stuck in place for me right now. That's my check-in. I guess I'll pass it to Raymond.
I think last week has been a pretty decent week for me. I had a good time just relaxing, taking some things off my mind. I do feel pretty stressed I would like to start a project, but I'm not really sure how. I've been pretty nervous for this stream because it does feel unsafe being vulnerable in such a public space. I'm hoping they'll go away pretty soon. And my topic for today would be, how do you start a project and stick with it?
Jake, do you want to do a check-in?
Sure. How was my week? How am I? Currently, I'm tired. My sleep has been pretty bad because my body keeps waking me up. Work is going okay. Was pretty effective with clients this week. Outside of that, I've been playing games I like. That's been nice. Yeah, I think for what it was a good week. Yeah. I appreciate you asking. Thank you. Cool. So my cat is meowing, sorry. Yeah, so I heard 3 people are stressed. So what would you guys like to do from here? Because like I don't want to just like ignore that point.
If
Well,
it
to
is
me, I
possible
don't know what. No, sorry.
if it is possible to reduce the stress of any of these 3 people, then I think, because like more comfortable sessions tend to be better ones. You want to say something, Pam?
I can't remember. Yeah, oh, I was going to say that to me it usually subsides with time. Like I think I think because we have this set of time, to me it's like I can settle in and it will subside because I will be present in the session. But it does make me aware that I am feeling a little bit I guess I'm not sure how to describe it, but to me it's like new that we are 6 people in this group, and to me I start feeling the pressure of being in a group. I just noticed. So I think that might start to affect my social anxiety. Like I will start to be much aware of who will the group, like what might the group think about me. Yeah. Yeah, so that was just to say where I'm at in my headspace. And with that out in the open, I'm fine now. Yeah. I guess I have one more thing because I said I would choose the same topic as last time, and it does not really make sense, so I will change it to I will continue this topic from last time and dig more into that. But it is mostly to have a topic, not necessarily to go into it. And I think Raymon's topic is interesting because I also struggle with that and always had so or has, so it's always nice to get some perspective and possible solutions. And I would like to hear where other group members are at.
Marcy, you want to go?
Not really. Do you want to go?
Sure, I can go next. Yeah, Pam shared about feeling being in a group as the group is growing. I noticed that I don't feel any of that, which is weird because usually I should feel that way as well, because I had a good day. Like I literally just finished painting, so that's interesting. That yeah, when I'm in a good mood, the normal stuff doesn't happen in my head. Topic wise, I don't feel strongly about any topic because I today have that feeling like I know where the conversation will go depending on what topic we choose, which is very counterintuitive. Yeah. Raymond, do you want to go next?
Sure. Obviously, I'd be pretty okay if we were to talk about my topic. I feel like my opinion weighs a little less since I'm like the new guy here. So like, if people already like wanted to talk about their topic from like last week going into this one or something, and I feel like that has higher priority. All right, okay. It's gonna be very difficult to pick a topic then, because we're all equally important, I think. So I have no strong feelings. How about you, Tom?
I'm most interested in your topic, Raymond, because it's actually something I've been thinking about a lot in the last week. So, like, if I had a topic, it would be very similar to that, but because I don't want to talk too much, I didn't say it. But yeah, I'm really interested in that.
If I start talking about it, does that mean that you'll be talking a lot as well? Because since it's also your topic, then.
Now I will listen, maybe ask questions here and there.
Okay. All right. So does that mean that we're talking about my topic? Is that unanimous now? Or
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, we're 3 out of 5, so let's go for it.
Yep.
okay.
Do you need a primer or something?
A primer?
Like, can you just start talking about it, or do you need like some type of like questions or stuff?
I think I can just start talking, and then hopefully people will resonate. um, so I feel pretty cramped when it comes to expressing myself, which like I do want to create stuff, and that means that like uh, being an artist, but more being a game designer right now. I would like to make my own game. When it comes to art, it's just one day of drawing something, and that is manageable. I can do that. when it comes to a larger project that takes a long time to complete, such as making a video game, I feel super anxious starting with that. Because like it just feels like I need to commit to something. And that's like the first wall I run into when I think about it. Like, I have some excitement wanting to start the project, but then I hit this massive wall of like negative emotions, and then I don't want to do it anymore.
You share more about the feeling you have when you think about having to commit.
Yeah, it feels pretty bad to. I wish I had a better word for it other than bad. When I think about like making a game, I think about all the work that I need to put into it, and I don't know if I'm smart enough, but the only way to find that out is by actually doing it. I also don't know if like I'll make a game that could be enjoyed by other people, but then it becomes more extrinsic than intrinsic motivation. And it's like, well, who am I making the game for? Like, is it going to be my passion project, or am I making it for other people? So like a lot of these like bad feelings that I'm feeling don't really make sense to me yet. Um, Committing a lot of time into it feels like I should be spending it something else, but that something else right now is just playing video games. So I feel like that's not a valid argument either.
What emotions are coming up?
Uh, Mostly sad ones. I'm thinking of like wanting to isolate. Uh, I don't know if devalued is an emotion. Desperation.
Do you think it might help to look at the feelings well?
That would help, yeah. Hold on.
Just for viewers, a feelings wheel is a resource you can look up in Google. They are great resources. Highly recommend looking into them. Therapists use them. Very good stuff. Especially if you're unclear about what you are feeling, which most people aren't. They're called emotion wheels, feelings wheels.
They make pillows as well with like emotion wheels on them.
Mouse pads as well. A client sent me one of those.
Oh, cool. Um, I'm just gonna list a whole bunch of um, disillusioned, dismayed, lonely and isolated, regretful. Uh, I don't know what kind of wheel this is, but depressed is on there. Contempt and resentful. Annoyed. Frustrated. I think those are the feelings I run into.
It's a lot of bad feelings.
Yeah, it's a pretty clear messaging from my brain that I don't want to do this.
What made you want to do the game dev stuff in the first place?
I've always had a passion for playing games, and I've always wanted to express myself. I never really got the room to express myself up until this point, where like I don't have the influence of my parents anymore. I'm living in my own house with my boyfriend, so like I have all the space I need to really put myself out there. So I'm combining the two things: my love for video games and my love for expression to make a video game.
What held you back from expressing yourself in the past?
An overwhelming feeling that my family did not care about my passions, my interests, about who I am. A similar feeling with my friends as well, who did not really care about what I wanted. But then again, like I didn't ask for that space either.
Was that like ambivalence? Like, did people kind of like not care, or did they like actively not like it and like put it down? Like, is it rejection, or like was it like apathy towards it?
They made fun of the way that I play games, and at some point, I got into the furry fandom, and I quote unquote came out as a furry, and they made fun of that as well. So that felt like betrayal, and it felt like I shouldn't be sharing that kind of stuff with my friends.
Yeah. Okay.
So then the math is if you express yourself, people will make fun of you because they did.
Yes. Yeah, and for my parents, it was more dismissal than betrayal. It's like, hey, so like I'm feeling this thing, and it's like, oh, but like I'm interested in this thing. It's like, oh, is that illegal? And I'm like, no, it's perfectly legal. And then they would be like, oh, okay, well that's fine with me then. Carry on.
Sounds like expressing yourself is very risky. And
It is like it's gotten to the point where I didn't really feel safe expressing myself while going to a convention. Like I feel like any single person in there could be so upset at me that they would instigate a fight or something. Like I felt physically unsafe. Um, I had some friends who went to these conventions with me that made me feel a little bit safer, but I would not go to an convention alone because of that reason. I think in recent years that has changed. I feel more safe to go to those conventions. Um, I still feel unsafe, but at least like I can go now.
to connect this back, the game making, it is unsafe for you to make this game.
yeah, it might just be a giant waste of time, and maybe I can't make it. Like maybe I won't be able to make the game. I guess what is entering my mind is, it's not worth it to make it, and then it becomes a value problem, which is very subjective.
What's the. Go ahead.
I was just gonna ask, what would make it worth it?
I was just typing that question.
I had the same question, yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of answers to that question. Like, I could I could make it more self-centered. Like, if I derive joy from either making it or enjoying what I've created, then I could see it that way. Then it would have more value and therefore be worth making it. I can see it from like um, releasing it to the public, listening to what their feedback is, and like shape it into something that someone else would play, and like derive value from that. So making it for someone else feels more correct because of just the way that I've been raised. Making it for myself doesn't feel like a valid reason.
And how do you feel about that?
That is very frustrating. Like, yeah.
And how do you feel about that?
Like, I don't know if I'm gonna answer this properly. I think I'm happy to know that there's a problem. Like, it gives me a lot of hope knowing that there's something I can point towards, and like I can think about it and like try to fix it. But also, I don't like how hard of a problem it is to change, because I've been working at it for over 6 years, and I'm like, after 6 years, I'm still not at a point where I can do what I want.
May I ask what you think the problem is?
I think my problem is the lack of self worth and also a skewed view of how the world works, where um, I think the world is largely selfish and doesn't really care about each other. But like that isn't necessarily true for everyone I talk to. Like when I think about the friends in my friend group, for example, it feels like they would cannibalize each other's fun so they could have more fun themselves. If I think about my parents, it's that they wanted to be parents rather than be my parents. Like it's very selfish.
Right, and it seems that you're trying to operate the opposite way of doing it for other people and not for yourself.
Yes. Um, I have felt how hurtful it is to be living in that world, and I would like to do my part to make the world a little better for someone else. Like, I feel like that's something nice I tell myself in order to like cope with it. Um, hold on. We're going straight into things.
If you want to, we can like take a breather because we have been kind of drilling.
Yeah, I
So-
would.
Cool. Oh, I'll just do a general check-in. How's everybody feeling? And I guess I'm asking your emotional state, and if you empathize with Raymond's problem, could you share how you empathize? Uh, yeah. How's everybody doing?
I feel confused because my brain was trying to like draw a map, but then now the map is going everywhere. So like I'm losing track of what we're talking about. But then, so it was like it was hard to empathize because I didn't know like what was happening. Until like when you took a deep breath, and then for some reason that kind of made sense to me. Like, oh, I think because you mentioned that like that's how you think to cope, and so that made it make sense to me that it's a yeah, like to well, my understanding is like to cope with a situation where you know that your parents wanted to be parents selfishly and not wanted to be your parents. So there's some feelings there that, but, and this is like what your brain does to cope with. So that, yeah. So I started empathizing and then we stopped. So that's where I'm at.
Okay, I can go next. I empathize a lot, so sorry if I'm digging too deep too fast. um, I empathize a lot with like the way you are telling things. Like, if for me, I empathize that it's really hard for me to articulate because for me it's emotions. Like I even do not have words for myself, but when I hear you say the words, they make a lot of sense to me. Um, so I would say to me, I guess I could say I'm empathizing with emotions that I am seeing, which for me looks like um insecurities towards um like knowing where oneself stands, like it's like floating around, not having an anchor and stuff. Um, so to me that would be uncertainty, a lot of uncertainty. Um, yeah, so it would be insecurity, uncertainty, um, mistrust in other people's and in myself. Um, confusion, I would say. Um, but also hope and like optimism that things will work out in the end. And if I try to work on it, that will be a way. Yeah, that's what I empathize with.
I think the predominant thing I'm feeling is the sense of like heaviness of all the different things and layers that are sort of stacked on top of one another and getting in the way of you actually being able to express yourself. And then so like that's one half of it and it feels really really heavy. And then I also feel that sort of like intense and very clear sense of like you know what you want and you know you really want to be able to express yourself. Um, and it feels very like stuck and like two really powerful forces kind of clashing.
I still feel really stressed, but that's not like because of Raymond's topic. It's just my internal state. Very dysregulated today. Um, But I think I'm probably on the opposite end of Raymond's problem in a sense. So then I also have a double compounding stress layer because I feel a lot of feelings about it too. So I think that's where I'm at currently.
I kind of want to hear more about what Mars just said. Like, expand
Trigger.
on. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I said a lot of things, but I also said nothing at all, which is very often occurrence to me. Yeah, I think I'm just having the same issue but approaching it a different way, which then leads to resistance towards, yeah, like emotional resistance to like empathize. But then it's legit, it's the same thing because I feel a lot of like wanting it to do it for other people, wanting it to do it for myself, but then also feeling like it's not worth it because at the end, like people might not enjoy it, right? And then myself is also not enjoy it. So like, why the heck am I doing this? But I think I went with such. Well, this is why I don't feel well usually because I just throw myself at the work regardless of how I feel because I know it's important and I like override the resistance, but uh, in sacrifice of like how tense I would feel because I'm just like brute forcing it basically. I'm willpowering it like I'm doing it regardless, even if it doesn't work out, even if I face rejection at the end, fuck it, you know. So I don't know if that's like the most healthy approach at times. But I think that's why I feel so emotionally dysregulated because I'm like, I'm no matter what, I need to go forward. Because if I don't go forward, I'll feel really bad about myself. But either way, I'm feeling really bad. So we're just opposite of the same coin.
What you're saying that both sides of the coins, you feel bad either way. And so you're feeling bad on the other side that you're doing it. And uh, Raymond is also feeling bad not doing it.
Mhm.
Mm.
I really need the bathroom. I'll be right back.
Yeah, and hearing you saying that, Mars, like the feeling is beautiful. Like if you say like this is how I would handle the problem, I also get like my own feelings and emotional resistance with it as well.
Yeah, but we're both climbing the same mountain. It's just approaching it differently.
Yeah.
Mm. What's the feeling that you're looking to like achieve?
I think validation is what I'm looking for.
For this conversation or for the game?
Always. I think like just validation for who I am as a person, like that I can exist and it's okay. I want to do my own stuff.
How do you think you get that?
Yeah, like that's the problem I've been struggling with. Like it's the validation I've wanted from my parents for a very long time, but it's the validation that I won't be getting for quite a while. So it's been a struggle trying to find it somewhere else, trying to like make it happen from within. Am not quite sure how to do that yet.
What
Like,
happens when people try to validate you?
um, it takes away a lot of the insecurity that I feel. It makes me feel safe. It makes me feel liked. It makes me feel valued.
Okay, so it does hit, but it
Yes.
fades.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm. So with the game, you're looking for validation that people like the game, or people like that you are the person that made that game.
I do believe in separating the artist from the art. It's more about what I produce at that point. So I want people to provide validation through enjoying the game.
And what would that validate?
That I spent my time wisely making the game. That it was worth it.
Yeah, it feels like the outcome is very out of your control because if it's worth, if people like it, then it's worth it. But if people don't like it, then it's not worth it. And it's a future result that you would never know until it happens.
Yes, and that makes it so terrifying because it can go either way. And like I don't have like a very good measuring stick or anything, so it just like it really feels like it could go either way. And like it could be super devastating or it can be super rewarding, and I don't know what it's gonna be.
What if it's somewhere in the middle?
Not really that exciting to think about, nor is it very like there's no
Yeah.
strong feelings there. Yeah.
So that means like 80% it's gonna be a negative result, and then only that 20% is like, well, percentage can be changed. Maybe even 10% is gonna be a good outcome for you.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Depending on how good I feel, the percentage changes. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like depending on how much faith you have with humanity, then the percentage change,
Yes.
depending on the day. I just want to say I feel similar ways. So that's why I'm like, I know exactly how it works, basically.
Feeling like I wouldn't know how to figure this out if, like you said, the outcome is completely out of my control. Like, how am I doing this? What am I aiming for?
Yeah, yeah. Like I think it goes pretty deep with myself. It's very fundamental, which I think is why an experience such as this one, just joining this group, going a little bit out of my comfort zone, and like get to feel a little bit more comfortable putting myself out there, is going to do a lot of work with starting a project, finding that self confidence, and valuing myself. That is
I
what
want
my
to
current thought
rephrase,
process.
sorry for interrupting. I just wanted to rephrase the topic in itself, maybe in a different light, so then maybe everybody can connect with it more. I think essentially we're talking about interactions and connection with people are unpredictable, and it's really hard to know if you can get what you want from people or not. It's like wanting to socialize, let's say like last week topics, right? In a sense, like how do you know if you reach out and somebody would, yeah, let's hang out, or is it nah, like I actually don't want to hang out and I'm just being polite. Like there's just so much like uncertainty, but it might not be the very I'm excited to hang out with you that you're looking for.
I feel like the most of the people who I hang out with, like it's respectful not to take up space. So like I will never get a reaction of like, hey, do you want to hang out? It's like, oh yeah, it's super great, nice. Or like if I wait, then it's going to take a long time for anyone to reach out because it's so respectful to give each other the space. I think this this might not be like related to what we're talking about. I see a lot of confused faces.
Yeah, people are respectful but not excited.
Yeah, yeah. So like if I were to hold back, then I wouldn't get the connection I would want with other people because it is so respectful to give each other space.
Yeah, yeah. You're choosing, or the relationship is choosing safety over connection.
Yeah. I feel like I'm leading us down a path that doesn't really connect with many other people. So maybe someone else should like share their thoughts about the original query.
How is the path for you?
For me, there's no way of knowing if I'm going to get what I want out of reaching out to someone.
I've thought about when the topic was rephrased that there are two scenarios in my head. Because I'm scenario one where I'm not conflicted about how people will react. I just assume that people suck. So that opens a path for me to do it for me. Which leads me to scenario two, where I've seen people who assume that everyone will love what I do, and so they do it for the people. There's no conflicts in their head.
Can you explain the second part in more detail?
I think my point is there a point? My understanding is that if there was no conflict about how people would react, it would like be easier to pick the path because like A plus B is C, but now A plus B could be C, could be D, so you don't know like what to do. If you do it for you, then what about the people? But if you do it for the people and they don't like it, and then what about you? Which leads me to a question. How did it come? How did it get confusing for you? Like how people would react?
Um, Part of it is being a young child and that doesn't quite understand how some things work. So um, I hope I'm not gonna be offending anyone. So like, I didn't understand that like women have like a cycle where there's like a certain part in the month where they get super easily agitated. So it would be super confusing for me to sometimes have this like very caring and maternal sister, and sometimes she would be very aggressive and violent. Um, so it's super confusing to just experience that, to like one day just like see her be all normal and happy, and some days just be super moody. Um, my dad likes to drink. I wouldn't say that he's an alcoholic, but there are nights where he does drink too much and gets super emotional. There are some like things going on in his life that makes him like super stressed out as well. So sometimes he would get very moody and easily agitated as well. And then there are days where he's just really relaxed and easygoing. And like it's just I never knew what I was gonna get.
Yeah, very inconsistent, and it's like a loot box of very good or like very bad.
Yeah, yeah, and like I never got included in that process. Like nobody ever explained to me like why they are super frustrated, or why they're emotional, why they're sad, why they're happy. It's just I get a response and I have to try and derive understanding from that. It's kind of the same thing with teachers, where like some of them would be compassionate and some of them wouldn't. Some are like very strict. But then, yeah, like it's like it's just like, oh, that's that person and they do this thing or something.
Yeah, it sounds like people
Um,
are unpredictable and therefore unsafe.
yeah.
And it sounds like a lot of like fondling in the dark, not knowing what's coming next.
Yeah, yeah. So to me, there is no way of knowing what input I give leads to what reaction I'll get.
Hmm. Is it possible to ask them for the answers? Like if there's a situation that's uncertain, then ask what made you react like that, or like how do they take questions?
Sort of. So like I don't know if I'm just asking it wrong. So I've asked my dad, for example, quite a few times, but he's never willing to take me into this process. He just gets super confused, shuts down his emotions, and gets into the logical side of things. Um, there are some friends now that um, I've had to hear from my boyfriend why they have such a tough time reaching out to me. One of them said that I'm antagonistic. Another one said that like it feels like I'm going to be expecting too much of them, and it makes them feel very stressed out, like thinking about reaching out to me. Like those things are like I would have liked if they just said that to me directly, so I can like understand and figure that out about myself, but just like, yeah, it doesn't happen.
But I feel like they're kind of unreliable narrator though, in a sense that feeling like you will need too much is their feelings and not objectively you. So then you're collecting data that like might not really be you. It's like data about them than you,
Yes, that
which
is very
makes it
accurate.
more confusing actually. Then you're like, well, what data can I really collect then? What is the objective truth?
Yeah, yeah. So it gets super confusing then if like I'm hearing something from someone and I'm like, oh, okay, and I'm like shaping myself into someone that I think they would enjoy, to then still get the same responses and then still be pushed away.
So it's like no matter what you do for them to like you, it's not working.
Well, yeah, I think I might have said that wrong. I think it's more they're not pushing me away. I feel less like myself and it's more uncomfortable for me. I think I would still get like the same reactions. So I guess it's more like sacrificing myself for no reward.
Yeah, then it makes sense that at some point you would get enough of doing that.
Yeah, yeah. At some point, I figured out that I would rather be myself than keep sacrificing myself for other people. Like at some point, I told my parents that like I'm going to stop talking to them if they aren't going to like pay any interest to what I'm interested in.
I feel super frustrated with those people in your life, which makes me feel like it's very interesting that you want to connect with people still after that.
Yeah, I've had moments where I do feel connection, and like those moments have made me want it. Like I have experienced a loving mother, for example, who like had hasn't shown interest, but like knows what food I like, for example. So like cooking my favorite meal, for example, making me feel special some days. Yeah, and that's yeah, and now with a boyfriend as well. Like, it's a feeling that is worth chasing.
I appreciate this conversation. I just want to say that.
Why?
It resonated, but also like just makes me remember certain things, and I'm like, oh, I forgot about it again. It's okay. I forgive myself. And sometimes I remember like understanding that I've got like a year ago, and then I'm like, oh, I forgot about it again. I'm going into the same cycle, which is why I'm struggling again. Um, yeah, like I'm trying to, how I understood it is like I'm trying to get validation and understanding from the wrong crowd, and like I have already. So similar to your story, I already cut off my parents as well. But I think then I'm still unconsciously chasing to like change certain family members' like opinion of me. Then it seeps into my work for validation of people who doesn't like me or like doesn't like agree with my philosophy or whatever, right? So I like forgot about it. Then now like every work is like when I see the resistance, I feel the same resistance from the past, and then I like try to like hope that there's a different result, despite them being I forgot what was the narrator I just said, but like they're not like accurate narrators. So then they have their own biases towards my type of person, but that doesn't mean I'm bad. It just means we're different and we don't fit.
Yes.
But then the question is like, would people who fit me exist? But like, there's also evidence that it does, right? But it might be a small percentage, but it still does. So
How are you feeling, Raymond?
I'm still feeling tense. Because like these are like pretty deep emotions. Like during intense depression, I was really struggling with to like put them out here. Like I feel vulnerable, but it also feels good to be able to talk about this and to get the empathy and support that I was looking for. I really appreciate having this opportunity with all of you, every single one of you. Just how much understanding there is from everyone. And also the willingness to understand it as well. I don't know how obvious it is, but I've been I've been fighting back the tears for quite a while.
It's not
don't worry,
obvious.
it's not obvious. And I was gonna say, you're not the first to cry here, so it's fine. I did it twice already.
Yeah, like I'm okay crying. It's just that I get incomprehensible when it happens. My voice starts cracking up, and I can't
Which
speak
is
anymore
okay.
for a good amount. Hmm?
Which is okay.
That's fair.
Yeah, um just that, like, even when I'm no, this is the subtext I heard, so I could be wrong. But even when I'm deeply distressed, I need to make sense. Because no one's going to try to understand me. I have to be as clear as possible. Like it ugh. Ugh, that hurts.
That reminds me of the first time I tried that as well, like crying with a counseling group, and I expected because I was also like still trying to make it make sense, like why I'm crying, but nobody said anything, and everyone was just waiting and like looking at me and waiting. Yeah,
That sounds awful. Well,
in a
cry.
nice way.
Get it over with. That sounds terrible.
Like waiting, as in like I guess like not waiting for the next thing to come, but as in like they were there. Like they weren't going anywhere. They weren't like looking away or being uncomfortable.
Yeah, giving space.
Yeah. right now.
What now? How are you feeling, Raymon? You can be vague, by the way. It doesn't have to make sense.
I feel a little bit angry towards you, Jake, for calling it out as it is.
Excellent.
I feel much more relaxed than the start of the session. I guess surprised at how many emotions still come up talking about all of this stuff. And then some residual sadness from re-experiencing all those emotions again. And I'm happy how safe it's been talking about this. Because it's like, that was the big worry at the start of all of this.
Yeah, I think this is more for like chat, I guess. But it's very hard to work on things or heal things that aren't that there's no safety to express or bring up. Like if the thing is in danger, you're not going to want to share it, and you're not going to be able to be vulnerable because like it's too dangerous. And I don't think that's like anyone's fault for being. I don't think it's the person struggling to say it's fault because like it just isn't safe, in my opinion. I also wanted to check on, I guess, just everyone again, because I see a lot of pensive people or contemplative.
I can start. I am feeling grateful and appreciative for Raymond for sharing. And at the same time, I am like, I appreciate a lot because he's great at articulating where he's at. And for me, it brings clarity to understand where he's coming from, but also to myself and my emotions that I feel like I empathize with. The reason why I have a hard time saying more is because I hear a lot of things and it's hard for me to choose what to say. So like hearing what Raymond shares brings up a lot of thoughts and emotions that I find myself needing to sift through. Like it's just an observation of myself. And then me being aware of time. Like I sense that this is something we could go into for like 5 hours or so. And I would gladly do it, but I am all like still aware of time and not sure where to take it from there. So I guess I am hesitant about bringing something up because I sense that whatever I would say, because I find so much like meat in the topics, that it would just spring off another topic. And I am eager to do that, so I know that I could also like head into a 5 hours topic without realizing it. So that's why I'm sometimes hesitant.
For me, I really wish I could have participated more, and I really appreciate the conversation, but voice not letting me, so I'll also stop talking.
And you want to go first?
I love this little duel between you two.
What was the
Draw.
question again? How I was feeling, or?
Yeah, I noticed everyone was like, or a couple people were like pensive and like thinking. I think that's what that word means. But yeah, just like how you feeling? What are you thinking about?
Yeah, I feel relief. That, yeah, I think too long didn't read, quickly summarize. I gain all of these understandings, and because I forgot about them, well, I gain all these understandings, and then I am able to step outside my comfort zone because of that. So now I'm like very outside my comfort zone, and because I lost all my understanding because I forgot about them, so then I'm like deep in enemy territory and without me noticing. So that's why I'm so stressed, and I'm like, okay, that's why I have so much resistance and I'm so tense. So then now I got back my understanding that I'm like, okay, I'm no longer deep in enemy territory. I'm like, I'm just in, like, I can find myself being the narrator again of my story instead of relying on unreliable narrators around my life. And I can actually, now I'm a big girl and I can actually decide people I want to be with and people I don't want to be with. And if I have resistance, that's not like on me to overcome the gap. It's actually just means this is not a good fit. It's like a signal instead of like a symptom. Anyways, that's my feelings. How about you, Anne?
I feel. Well, I felt very engaged and very good because I think this is in general for groups whenever I have that feeling like I know where this topic is gonna go and it never goes how I think it's gonna go. Uh, but I know that and yeah, when that happens, it feels very nice because I'm like, okay, now I'm learning things and I'm engaged and my brain like lights up. So it feels good. Um, when Pam shared, I had a thought about that, like having too many things, but like not wanting to bring it up because like it might become like it might go a different direction. So I noticed that today I didn't really think about that because for some reason I felt like if I went off track, somebody is gonna bring the topic back. So I don't have to be too careful. How about you, Jake?
How am I feeling?
Mhm.
Am I responding to my own question? Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, very inquisitive. Uh, what is that? It's like there's an unfinished puzzle, and I'm like, I have pieces. And I don't know if it's like a desperation or no, it isn't desperation. It's just unease and inquisitive. I think that's the big two. Hungry, but not in a bad way. It's weird. Uh, yeah, that's mostly what I'm feeling. I think that was everybody. Did Raymond go with that round? I don't remember.
Yeah, I started. You're the one that I'm the one that you asked the question to.
Ooh. Cool. So we got like 4 minutes left. Oh, what do y'all want to do?
Start a new topic.
Maybe any question from chat, and maybe we can wrap up. Maybe.
Nothing in chat. Just silence.
Silence. Guilt trip them. That's how you solve that problem. Right?
I would also like to hear how the session has been for Raymond.
My neighbor just started hammering the walls. I hope it's not too loud. The session started out where I felt like I said, pushing out of my comfort zone. Like it felt uncomfortable, but like as the session went on, and like I went way deeper than I thought I would in this session. But like it was gentle. Like you were all drilling, but like in a compassionate way. And I like that landed well with me because like it was a care to understand and want to understand, like what Jake says, a healthy, beneficial hunger. And from then on, it was less about feeling unsafe and more about fighting back the tears and handling the emotions as well as I could to keep the conversation going because I want to figure this out and I want to know.
Thanks for sharing.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's where I'm at. Yep.
Do you have more?
This is more about speculating in the future. Just like we started with a topic and then dug into my history, and I feel like this was a lot of exploration and explanation, and like I haven't felt like I figured much out, but I do feel like it's okay figuring it out here. Like this is a safe space to figure it out. So like I am taking away something from this session. No.
I see Jake thinking a lot, so I was waiting for
Yeah.
him to.
I'm like, I was just thinking about the sentence, the need for things to make sense, which isn't bad. Yeah, I was also thinking like, should I give any like direction as to like what to do? But because this was a more empathy heavy session, I'm like, oh, I probably shouldn't do that. But since you brought it up, I'm like, oh, maybe I should. But yeah, I'll just say, if people, in my opinion, if you resonate with this pattern, or if you resonate with Raymond, I'll like list the pattern that I feel fucked him up a lot. So he struggles with something. No one supports him. He tries his best, then he gets punished. That's a pretty fucked up cycle. And how a person learns to respond to that cycle, that is where I usually start exploring. And how you get yourself to keep fighting in spite of this like absolutely hopeless cycle. Yeah. Like the question I wrote down is, how do you get yourself to do stuff with no support? Like you have you have no scaffolding, but you're still like pushing forward and trying. And that like push, I imagine, eventually burns you out. So I think there's like it, even though this might have felt disconnected, this made like a fair amount of sense to me, because your relationships, yeah, they make sense why you struggle with other things that are coming from relationship stuff. But yeah, that's my main thought. I have other stuff, but yeah. Cool. Well, I guess that's it. Any thoughts or anything or any?
Yes.
Cool.
Since how last week, also I think for Pam, also we didn't like really get to a satisfying end of a conversation, and same as this week, I'm wondering if we if this is just how it's gonna go, like you just have to deal with like the beginning of explaining and then get to the solution, or if you have that preference, you can just be like, hey, can we just skip this? I really want to figure this thing out, and is that something we can do as well?
Can I provide an opinion?
Yes.
I disagree
Okay.
with the approach in general, because I think then it puts a lot of pressure to the group members. And then I also think not figuring it out is the way to go figuring it out. Like being confused is not a bad thing. Being confused is exactly what you need to go through, in my humble opinion, though.
Yeah. I don't disagree with that. I think I disagree in a way that I worry that maybe we just go with the flow and you have more like influence of how the conversation goes than you might think, especially if you're in the hot seat and you want to like, hey, let's go this direction. I know you asked this question. I don't want to go there. I want to go here.
Yeah.
So the session is better for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I think when you are talking about a topic, I guess, what am I trying to say? I think it's important to be as clear with your desires as you can. So if you're like, I really want a solution right now, cool. It's okay to say that. If you're like, I really want to explore right now, cool. That is how I tend to approach it. Even when I ask for support, I tend to be very clear, like, this is what I want from this support. But I also understand that's very difficult for people.
Yeah, I also feel like people are unreliable narrators that say they want one thing but want another. So that's why I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I want solutions, but no, you're anxious and you are impatient, so that's why you want something right now, but nothing would solve your emotional impatience.
Yes. I don't really know how to resolve this problem.
I think it's the beauty of human complexity, and it's just a spectrum and finding balance between those two. And I say it like it's really easy, but it's like I can see both sides. I understand.
feel like I understand the solution is if you're in the hot seat, you are the narrator, your own reliable narrator. So you do, like, you pick how the conversation goes, and then, yeah, like, if you're in the support role, then what Mar said, you can improv.
Well, it makes it feel like we didn't get to like a satisfying ending this week and last week.
Are you asking Anne or
Or anyone else, if they relate.
I feel like I've heard it from both, that they didn't get to, like, figure it out.
I think for me, and Pam can speak for herself, I think this session was satisfying because, like, having an open space, having the relief of being able to talk about this deep stuff, like that, like I have something good. I've gained something good with this session. And like I can always want more because I want to figure this out. Like if we could just figure this stuff out in one session and I just go be a game designer after this, 10 points, you know? But like realistically, I think like I'm happy to take this away from this session. I think for me this was a good session.
For me, it's like it's two part. The first part is that I need to sort out my emotions first. So that's what I felt we did do in the last session. So to me, we like I dared to express where I came from and showed my insecurities, and then we built some emotional trust for me to open up and feel the trust. And then when that trust was built, I was comfortable into digging into a solution, but we never came to digging into a solution because it takes so much time to have the space and room for the emotional part first. So that's why like it's two parts, because it did help a lot, and it is okay. Like my first word comes, it's like it is beneficial, and I do appreciate the space. And at the same time, I am impatient because I would like results and I want to make it fixed. But I have to accept it's part of the process, that it takes the time it does. And that's why I can see both sides of what you and Marsh are talking about, because now when we had the first talk with me finding emotions and be more clear about it, I am then able to bring it up to that exact point and go straight into it. But without that process, I wouldn't be able to do it.
We're kind of over in time, so I'm gonna pause. But if we want to continue this next time, unpause.
Pause.
Pause. I'm confused.
Now it's stop dance.
I'm dying. Cool. Right. I guess that's it.
Mhm.
So everyone, goodbye.
Thank you for watching. Again, if you'd like to join a support group similar to this, you can join us through our website, questoflife.org. And if you'd like to support us with our mission, please consider donating and or volunteering. You can also do that via our website so that we can run more free groups for more people. Thanks.